Hi everybody, Russ from the West Ham Network. Hope you're safe and well. Welcome to Hammers Headlines in association with the KUMB.com boys. Happy Friday, happy Friday. We've done another week and we've got Wolves to look forward to. 5:30 kickoff in the UK on Sky Sports for those of us in the UK. Make sure you keep an eye on the channel on the West Ham Network for the watch along, the preview shows, and we've got Stat Attack. We've got loads of stuff over the next 24, 48 hours. Particularly also tonight, if anyone's interested, we've got Irish Tommy, the Late Late Show of Irish Tommy. That'll be at 10 o'clock UK time. We're talking about Wolves, amongst other things as well. So make sure you join Tommy tonight. But obviously, what we do on a Friday is we bring to you the press conference. David Moyes at his press conference at 1:30 this afternoon. Asked several questions, as you can imagine. And what we try and do is bring you what was said. Quite simple, really, isn't it? So, in terms of team news, what we want to find out straight away, the team news. So, he says, basically, we're feeling that most of the players look like they've returned. Let me take it. Returned back from international duty. Okay, we've got Aguerd doing a bit on the grass. He's back on the grass. He's on the grass. Good to see. So he's getting back outside a little more. Ben Johnson has had a week and a half of training, so he's getting close to fitness as well. Some reports say he's 50-50. Ben Johnson is for the for the game for selection. So we'll see. But there's no. There was some concern about Declan Rice in terms of his being injured, feeling his knee, a challenge at England versus Germany, but that doesn't seem to have been an issue. There was talk about Souček and maybe not being available, but the scenes of it. It looks like pretty much, apart from Aguerd and maybe Benny Boy Johnson, fully fit squad, which isn't too shabby. Alonso asked about the break. You know, I hate the break. I don't know about you guys, but I hate the international break. And Moyes, he said, I hope they're all fresh. The boys didn't go, had a couple of days off, and we've got to work in as well. The boys who did go, hopefully they'll come back with confidence. Well, not Tommy Souček, he missed a penalty, didn't he? He didn't have the best time, unfortunately. But we hate the international break, don't we? And now it's the deluge of games. October, I think it's 9 games in October. So we're going to be sick of all these press conferences and stuff, you know, where we've been yearning for some team news and yearning for the next game. That's going to be pretty much our life for the whole of October, by the looks of it. Asked about getting back to London Stadium. Obviously, September was a quiet month for West Ham in terms of London Stadium games, but October is a lot more busy. Since we've got 2 Premier League games at home coming up, so we're looking forward to getting back to London Stadium. We're in good spirits, and hopefully we're good to go. And obviously, we'll, as well as the two ones back to back, obviously in between, then straight after the Fulham game next Sunday, we've got next Sunday, and then after that we've got Anderlecht at home as well. So we've got 3 home games in the space of 2 weeks, which is nice, very, very nice. In terms of the poor start, we've had a poor start obviously this season, in the relegation battle. At the moment, Moyes, he says, I think you can look back for a couple of years. If you said West Ham had gone up this far up the table, you'd say that's really good. We want to challenge there. We want to stay there. We haven't got off to a good start, as good a start as that we've wanted. We've played more games than any other Premier League club. Really? I suppose, including the conference games. We started the season with 1 fit centre-back, and we're trying to integrate 7 or 8 players. So there are reasons. But I know I'm judged on results, and I need to get better. I know the results have got to get better. Well, of course, I need to get better, Mr. Moyes, don't you, really? It has been a poor start. We've had a poor start. Myself and Anton spoke at lunchtime, on the lunchtime show, about, couple of Chelsea game and maybe another game of VAR here and an unlucky there, and it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, we could be unlucky with results, we could be unlucky with VAR. We are where we are. I think in some respects, I think you make your own luck as well. I don't think we had so many issues when we were right in the high of the, in the top 4 as much. Now there was conspiracy theories and West Ham not being in the top order, but it seemed you do make your own luck, and when you're down the bottom, you don't seem to get the rub of the green. You just don't. You don't at all. Asked about pressure. Under the pressure. We know what happens when you're losing games. That's part of the job, and I accept that. I think we've done a lot of things. A couple of things haven't gone for us. I've worked over 1,000 games or so as a manager. 6 months we were in the semi-finals of Europe, challenging for the top 4 or top 5. And that I think as fans, I think there's a little bit of recalibration in that respect. In terms of, you're right. Where we were maybe 2 years ago to where we are now, and I think, but at the end of the day, the flip side of that is expectations are higher now. So, we have been there, so we should still be there. So, why aren't we there? And is it because of Moyes' tactics and who he picks and we were the fact that we had a steady side, which was great back then when it was all guns blazing, all guns firing. But it's not now. So now people are saying, well, that needs to change. And now we've got this transitional period with 8 players in, £180 million spent. Now we want to see the flip side of that. We want to see a new West Ham. We want to see, back to, when we click, it clicks and it kicks very well, but we're just not clicking at all. So things need to change. But obviously, Moyes knows if they don't change, it's the nature of football, isn't it? It's the nature of football. And I think one of those changes could be Scamacca, in my opinion. Asked about Scamacca, he said he played against Aston Villa, but I think everyone forgets he had a really bad virus. Sometimes those things go amiss. I'm sure as long as he stays fit and healthy, you'll see a lot more of it. And I think that for me, he's key. He's key for tomorrow. Even when he had a virus, even when he wasn't well, he still has that movement, which is, ingrained in you from an early age in terms of being a forward, being a striker, and that you can't teach that. So Antonio can't learn instinctively, although he was 50-60% maybe of where he should be at Scamacca in terms of his fitness. He still had that. He still has that forefront, so he does make options and does drop into play and stuff. And I think that's something which we've desperately need for a forward for years. And now we've got it, hopefully. As I said, he obviously played 70 minutes of that first game. In a game in 70, 80, something like that. He didn't play any of the second Italian game, I don't think. So he should be reasonably fresh. So he's got to start. And particularly Antonio has been halfway around the world. Been in New Jersey, 1 o'clock. Kicks off in the morning on Wednesday to play Argentina. I think he played 80 minutes. Don't know what time he got back, but he must be jet lagged, knackered. Surely that means the Scamacca has to play. Another player with a lot of criticism was Bowie. It has been Bowie recently. Obviously went to England, didn't get any minutes at all, which could question his position on the plane for Qatar. I say it does. He needs a real upturn in form in the next sort of half a dozen games to get on that plane or stay on that plane. Really, when asked about Bowen and whether he's becoming frustrated, I don't think he's frustrated. He just wants to try and score more goals and play well, and he's not playing well. That's the thing, is he? And so it must be a frustration for him. He's just not. There's again something not clicking there. There's something not clicking there. And again, I don't know, but it's the whole forward line, isn't it? It's the fact is, and Matt does his stat attack. It'll be out tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock. So make sure you check that out. One of the main things that I took out of it was obviously West Ham scored 3 goals this season. Wolves have scored the same. If you added up our goals combined, both us and Wolves, only Everton has scored less goals. So that's good. So goals is an issue, and it has been an issue this season, despite the fact we've bought all these fantastic footballers, but obviously we're not playing them. But Moyes says that 3 goals, we've hit the crossbar 6 times, missed a penalty as well. We have created chances. In most games, our XG, which is our expected goals, is probably more than we've got at the moment. It's more about taking our chances. And that's it. And that is it. I mean, 6 times we've hit the crossbar. There you go, missed a penalty. Missed a penalty, so crossbar as well, 6, 7, 10 goals that would have been. But then in Europe, 3 goals every game. It's been 3 goals every game in Europe. Unbelievable. That was almost the end of the press conference in terms of the broadcast. They then have the embargo bit where they ask probably more specific questions around team selection, stuff like that, which isn't released. Not currently. They do tend to do it around kickoff time or something like that, if I remember last time, or maybe sometimes in the evening, or like this evening tonight. But someone asked about Mark Noble. Obviously, since the last time that he had a press conference, we announced Mark Noble as our director of football, our sporting director, as of January the 2nd. And he was asked that question about whether he was happy to see Nobes back in the squad, or back in the team, back in the setup, not in the squad, obviously. And he goes, "I've always wanted Mark to be part of the club. We hope he'll go on to being a great sporting director. He's only just had a bit of time out of being a captain. I've been in touch with him in the last few days. He hasn't even started work yet, Moyes. You already chatting to him. Unbelievable. But obviously it'll be interesting to see the effect that Nobes will have more when he's... Although it starts on the 2nd of January, I think he's basically been doing that job since he's left, to be honest. You see every time a youth team player signs, who are they shaking hands with? Mark Noble. It's very reminiscent. I always get that sort of the way Mark's still at the training ground, very similar to maybe the Only Fools and Horses when Rodney gets married and he turns up back to Dells, back to the Nelson Mandela estate. And he goes, "You don't live here no more." It's like, oh, it's a bit like that, isn't it? But anyway, as I said, make sure you check loads of stuff out. We've got to hit the subscribe button, become a channel member, hit the bell icon, all that good stuff. We've got Irish Tommy tonight. 10 p.m. talking about Wolves and all that type of stuff. We've got loads of cool stuff. As I said, we've got all the stuff coming up this weekend. So we've got the Stat Attack. We've got Harry's preview. We've got Match Day morning as well. We've also got the watch along, and we've got the highlight show afterwards. And also we do have the review rating show, which is usually on a Monday. We've already had Anton talking with his dad about the game. Already happened. We've had your 11s, the West Ham Network 11s. We've had loads of stuff already. We've got loads more stuff coming up as well. Also, we've got Aid coming on next week, next Tuesday, for a chat. Big West Ham fan is Aid. Lovely bloke, and putting together his Miami's 11 as well. So make sure you check that next Tuesday night at 9 p.m. But that's it, my friends. So take care, everyone. Stay safe. Keep the faith. Keep the faith. 3 points on Saturday, please, is a must. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Ta-ta, my friends. Bye-bye.